What is an insult? Is it merely a collection of words, arranged in a way that wounds your ego? Or is it something far stranger than that? Think about it. The same sentence that devastates one person barely affects another. If words themselves possessed the power to hurt, they would hurt everyone equally. But they don't. Perhaps an insult isn't made of words. Perhaps it's made of expectation. We expect respect and receive contempt. We expect understanding and receive judgment. We expect kindness and receive mockery. Somewhere in that gap between expectation and reality, our peace begins to disappear. The Stoics understood this over thousands of years ago. And once you see what they saw, you'll never hear an insult the same way again. The strange thing about an insult is that it rarely hurts the most when it's spoken. It hurts afterward. The person says what they wanted to say, and then they move on with their day. But you don't. You carry those words with you. You replay them while driving home. They return while you're standing in the shower. They sit beside you at the dinner table. And when the day finally ends, when your body is asking for rest, your mind begins replaying the conversation one more time, searching for a better response, a sharper comeback, a different ending. The insult lasted only a few seconds. Yet somehow, you've stretched it into an entire day. Sometimes even longer. The words left their mouth in seconds. Don't let them live in yours for years. Perhaps the most painful part isn't even the insult itself. It's what comes afterward. Someone notices you've become unusually quiet. They ask, "Are you okay? What happened?" And suddenly, you don't know what to say. Because saying it out loud almost feels embarrassing. Do you really answer? Someone called me incompetent. Someone laughed at my idea. Someone made a sarcastic comment. The moment you say it aloud, it sounds so much smaller than it felt inside your mind. So instead, you smile and say, "Nothing." But it wasn't nothing. It stole your attention, your peace, your ability to enjoy the present moment. Not because the words were impossibly heavy, but because your mind quietly gave them a weight they never possessed on their own. The world wants you to believe that an insult is a weapon. Something that strikes you. Something that wounds your worth. But let's look at it differently. Imagine you're walking through a crowded city market. A small child suddenly grabs a handful of sand and throws it toward you. Some lands on your clothes. The rest falls harmlessly to the ground. Do you become angry? Do you question your value? Do you spend the rest of the day wondering whether the child was right? Of course not. Because you immediately recognize something important. The child has no authority over you. Now replace that child with a stranger online. A coworker. Someone who mocks your ambitions. Or a person who barely knows your story. Suddenly, their words feel different. Heavier. Almost undeniable. Without realizing it, you've granted them something they never earned. Authority over your inner world. The words themselves haven't changed who you are. Only your belief that they should matter has. This is where Musonius Rufus enters the conversation. The teacher of Epictetus. A philosopher who believed life wasn't meant to protect us from discomfort, but to train us through it. Musonius taught that whenever someone speaks badly about you, only two possibilities exist. Either what they say is true, or it isn't. If it's true, then you've been given an incredible chance to see a weakness you might have ignored. Why become angry at the mirror simply because it reflects what is there? Truth doesn't become your enemy because it arrives wrapped in unpleasant words. Accept it. Learn from it. But if what they say is false, why carry it? Why lose sleep over something that doesn't exist? Why surrender your peace to an opinion that has no foundation in reality? Notice what Musonius does here. He removes the role of the victim entirely. He shifts the question. Instead of asking, "How could they say that about me?" he asks, "Is there something here worth learning?" If the answer is yes, improve. If the answer is no, move on. Either way, you win. Because your peace was never dependent on another person's opinion. Most insults don't survive because they're true. They survive because we keep feeding them. We replay them. We analyze every word. We imagine arguments that will never happen. We rewrite conversations that are already over. Without realizing it, we become the ones keeping the insult alive. The other person borrowed 10 seconds of your life. Don't lend them the rest of your day. Your attention is the most valuable thing you own. Every minute you spend reliving an insult is a minute you didn't spend building your future, learning, creating, growing, loving the people around you, living the life that's actually happening. Stoics never taught emotional control because they wanted people to become cold or indifferent. They taught it because your attention is finite. Spend it wisely. Don't invest it in people who have done nothing to deserve it. So what do you do when the insult arrives? Not an hour later. Not when you've had time to think. Right there. In the moment. Pause. Not because silence always wins arguments, but because silence gives wisdom time to arrive before emotion speaks. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself one question. Is it true? If the answer is yes, thank reality. Then improve. If the answer is no, leave it exactly where it belongs. With the person who spoke it. You don't have to carry every opinion that crosses your path. Just because someone hands you something, doesn't mean you have to accept it. An insult works the same way. Many people confuse calmness with weakness. But there is a profound difference between being a doormat and being a fortress. A fortress doesn't fire its cannons every time someone throws a pebble at its walls. It doesn't shake because birds fly overhead. Its strength isn't measured by how loudly it responds. Its strength is measured by how little unnecessary force it wastes. The same is true of you. Every insult demands your attention. Not every insult deserves it. The strongest people are rarely the loudest. They're the ones who know exactly which battles are beneath them. People will misunderstand you. They will judge your choices. They will question your intentions. Some will insult you because they're angry. Some because they're insecure. Some simply because your progress reminds them of where they've chosen to remain. That is the nature of the world. You cannot prevent people from speaking. You never could. But you can decide whether their words become a passing sound or a permanent burden. So perhaps we should return to the question we began with. What is an insult? It isn't a verdict. It isn't a wound. It isn't proof that you're less than you were a moment ago. It is simply a few passing words, waiting for your permission to become something heavier. Don't give them that permission. Because peace is rarely stolen. More often, it is quietly surrendered. And the moment you stop surrendering it, the opinions of others begin to lose the power they once held over your life. The words will still exist, but they will fall, like a handful of sand, harmlessly to the ground. And that is the Stoic way.